Welcome to Not Burning Wheel. This is Battletech Oath of Endosteel Season 4, Episode I, which in mathematics is an imaginary number that is the square root of -1, equivalent to -1, maybe. I don't know. It's complicated because it's imaginary. Anyway, we're going to play Starforge. Eric Vulgaris is a very difficult task for you today. Not only does he have to impress all three of us with the game mechanics of this game, but the audience as well has to understand what the fuck is going on. It's an uphill battle, reselling a second system on top of people who already are leaving a system. But can Eric Vulgaris do it? Can award-winning streamer Eric Vulgaris, the man who created the How to Do a West Marches video, which is still regularly in my YouTube recommendations, even though I have fully viewed it twice, continuously sent to me monthly. Can Eric Vulgaris, a guy who made an entire show about teaching people how to play new games, teach us how to play this game? I don't know. Well, audience at home, you paid for the whole seat, but you're only going to need the edge of it. Well, Eric takes us to space.
Oh, that was great. That was mad.
That was amazing.
What an
all
intro.
Right. Yeah, that was an incredible intro. I won't let you all down.
Let's get to the boring part where we create characters. And
yeah, no. All right. So timestamp. Timestamp like 45 minutes from now and just like skip that shit. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna make some characters real quick, but I wanted to give you a quick little premise of like what I have kind of set up for the game, so we kind of make characters that can kind of rock and roll in the game. So we are gonna do like the Battletech universe. I thought that was pretty apropos. Starforge is obviously more well equipped to play in like kind of any sci-fi setting, but very much more like, oh, you're probably playing Mass Effect with like a pet like rhino dog with like and like you're meeting cyborgs, you know, like that kind of stuff, right? It's more designed around that kind of thing, but like we can just call that milieu of like aliens and you know that kind of stuff and leave it pretty much as a retro sci-fi modern. I don't know exactly the term for Battletech, you know. We all know the themes and stuff that we're working from. Okay, that's gonna be important when we're picking some of our stuff. So we're gonna be set on a no-name planet called Bonavista. It's completely irrelevant. It sits on the border marches between the Magister Sea and the Rimward frontiers. Most notably, though, it's been kind of home to pirates, and it's constantly waylaid by pirates because it's a great shipping lane between Joppa and New Abilene. So you all are going to be mechless, basically like ragtag peripheral people on Bonavista, surviving a pirate attack.
Are we mech warriors?
I see. That's the thing I was thinking about. I was thinking about that you guys would actually just be like, it'd be fun. I kind of want to do infantry, if you all or like specialist kind of stuff. And so you kind of like having to survive.
I want to play a militiaman. I want to play a dude who 2 weekends a month signs up so that he gets to shoot a squad automatic weapon.
Yeah.
And otherwise lives a subsistence farming life in the periphery.
Yeah. Really, this is just a power fantasy for us to enact driving around in a technical.
Perfect.
Okay.
Amazing.
Okay.
Although the people driving around in the technicals are usually the bad guys in most modern fiction, but okay.
Well, insert meme. Are we the bad guys?
Well, that would be.
We're being
really
raided by pirates. We're definitely not the bad guys.
It would be really out of character for me to play a bad guy.
We could be bad guys, but we are not the bad guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna X out.
Yes, Sam's gonna play an honest businessman who's like just got a coffee shop on the corner that we visit every day.
Yeah, I'm gonna go play like a real honest gentleman type.
Someone that everyone knows their name, but like they're almost always at the coffee shop.
Real salt of the earth.
He's working on
small
his,
businessman.
Small community,
working on his script in his spare time.
Yeah.
At the coffee shop.
Yeah. So you guys are not like, this game is not designed to play just like you're just boring people, right? You're all going to have some kind of skills and stuff, right? You're going to be like traders, bounty hunters, infiltrators. You're going to have some skill sets, right? Which we'll get to. The general gist of this game from a really 20,000 foot level is that it's a Powered by the Apocalypse game, but rather than rolling the 2d6 and get a 7, you're rolling 2d10s and adding a number to it. And then basically you're going to be rolling. And if you beat that number with both these d10s, then you're good. If you get one over and one under, then it's like a mixed success. And if you fail both of them, then it's bad. Right.
So it's like an average difficulty, like a 5 or a 6, or is it like a 7 or an 8?
It's more like a 7 or 8. Okay.
So if you're rolling 2d10s, hold on, well, I gotta go get my Bernoulli. You're overthinking it. My
binomial distribution calculator. Hold on a minute. It doesn't actually work that way. I was trying to give you the gist of the idea that you'll be rolling 2d10s, and if both of them are successes, that's good. If one success is and one failure means it's mixed, and then 2 failures is bad. Right? That's the general idea. Your difficulty number is actually going to be key to your stats.
Look, don't worry about it. Me and Grimdark James are both doing the mathematics by hand right now to determine probability.
Good.
Wow. Right. Just doing like, Bernoulli?
Not Bernoulli is pressure. It's binomial, just binomial probability calculator.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining AP having a spreadsheet open right now and just like, okay, numbers, cool, got it.
If you have a 0.3 chance of success, which would be an 8, 9, or 10, and you have 2 attempts at it, and you need to succeed at least once, you have a 42% chance of succeeding.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. All right.
Sorry, it's a 51% chance. That can't be right. I might have done something wrong.
Well, continue on, Eric, while AP figures that out.
Yeah. Okay. So you're going to be typically rolling something with a stat. This game is probably famous because it can be played with a GM or without. So there's a lot of moves that are relatively like categories that we'll be picking from when we want to go into it. So contextualizing what's going on and then rolling the proper move, it's going to be kind of part of the game. There's a list of there's sort of like a reference PDF I put in the Roll20 for us for when we want to look at the moves, but I wouldn't really worry about it too much. If you played a Powered by the Apocalypse game before, you've seen these moves before, like face danger or try to get an advantage, right? Or try to persuade somebody or gather information, right? Like these are all moves that we've all seen before, right? I don't think we're going to dive too super deep into it. But this game also facilitates a little bit of a broader picture from just like the basic moves that we know. There's a lot of stuff in this game about vows. Which if we chose this as a system, vows would be a lot more important. They're basically like burning wheel goals, right? Where we'll be checking progress to them over the session. We'll probably be returning to them over time and like really being sort of like that rail that's in our brains for all our characters of what's going on and how things are tying to one another. Like they can either be personal projects, they could be, and pretty much anything, right? The last thing as well is there's some kind of like social and exploration type mechanics as well. So like forging a relationship with people actually has some stuff attached to it in the game. Making like discoveries or like actual like navigation of, like a journey mechanic is kind of encapsulated in the game as well. And that kind of uses the same concept of like sort of like a project clock goal countdown kind of thing, right? Where like if you're making progress on your journey, like you have to get a certain number of successes and that fills in the number of boxes that you need to take to get over to, narratively to get to the final spot. So pretty simple stuff. Combat and things like that, it's going to be just like every other moves, rolling. And if you hit or whatever, you'll be inflicting some damage. If you take a hit in return, then you're going to be rolling to see what kind of damage that was like. What's sort of the situation. Then the last thing I would point out that's probably unique about this game than other PBTAs is it has a mechanic called momentum, momentum is sort of like kind of like Edge, where it allows you to reroll, but it's more like a thing that you build up over time. So like you might secure momentum when you look for an advantage in a situation, or like as an extra bonus to when you succeed, and then you can kind of cash that in. When you want to, where you can, based on the number of momentum that you have, you can spend it all to replace one of the dice that you rolled with the number of the momentum. If that makes sense. That's probably too abstract right now, but the idea here is that you can use your past success to kind of cash in to future or current, I should say.
Yeah, I remember when we played Ironsworn that
Yeah.
a few times. That was very much an
Yeah,
interesting mechanic.
Yeah, that's an irons. Yeah, exactly. It's all coming from the same well.
Yeah. No, I'm looking at the character creation oracle right now. That's one of the things that I liked about this system as well, is that like if you're kind of stuck on what to do, there's this oracle system that basically is like a set of tables that you can roll on, and it'll give you ideas and kind of like spark creativity.
Yeah. All right. So the stats in this game are going to be edge, art, iron, shadow, and wits. They're kind of what they say on the tin, right? But let me know when we get to that. We'll go more into it.
There's a stat called shadow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna listen. The others, you make sense on the tin. What is shadow? All right. And I'm
It's
not
cunning.
asking philosoph. Okay.
Cunning, deceptiveness.
Wits doesn't cover that.
No, wits is more like expertise, knowledge, perception. Shadow is cunning, deception, not perception.
I kind of imagine shadow being more closely aligned to wisdom, and wits more closely aligned to intelligence.
It's probably a
D&D analogy.
The beginning of the book, it had a list of descriptors. Hold on.
Yeah. Shadow is literally sneakiness, deceptiveness, and cunning.
Yeah, there you go. It says, let's see, edge, quickness, agility, and prowess when fighting at a distance. Heart, courage, willpower, empathy, sociability, and loyalty. Iron, physical strength, endurance, aggressiveness, and prowess when fighting at close quarters. Shadow, sneakiness, deceptiveness, and cunning. Wits, expertise, knowledge, and observation.
Does that help you?
I'm just saying, if that was the tin, I'd be looking at a tin of something that says salted, slightly fermented fish, and I'd be like, oh, sardines, and I'd open it up, and it'd be like a really wet salmon.
Okay.
What?
I'm not
Weird
following.
analogy.
Yeah.
Shadow doesn't make sense to me, but that's fine. I'll live with it. I understand what it's supposed to mean.
Yeah. So just give it, just trust it, trust the process for a little bit.
I'll try. Hey, I'm here.
All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be picking two paths and combining them. The paths are these asset cards in the assets stuff.
Ooh.
And they sort of like the combination of these two will sort of represent your character, right? So like if you wanted to be a super soldier, you could probably pick something like mercenary and like gunner, or like, I don't know, augmented maybe. But that would be like kind of like more like cyber or like bionetically enhanced. But you get the gist of it.
I got the asset deck.
Yeah, there should be a PDF in Roll20, and I put them all in there. So you're going to ignore the starship modules and stuff like that, and scroll down to the paths part, because obviously it starts with augmented. We're going to ignore the ship stuff for this part of the game, as it's a one shot, and we're going to be on a single planet. We're also going to ignore, for the most part, background vowels and all that kind of stuff, because again, it's a one shot testing the system.
So we need, like, the path ones are really what we're looking at.
Yeah, correct. That's really the only two that yes, those are the only ones, and you need to pick two of them.
Companion. So I could have a little robot friend.
Yeah.
There can be companions. Yeah. So I was talking about, it's very like, it's designed to be Mass Effect-y, right? Like,
Yes, I can definitely see that. Okay. All right. Well, does anyone? It sounds like AP. You have an idea of a character, right? You want to play like a reservist.
I'm playing Puck Finster, but everyone calls him Swampy.
Oh, gee. Oh boy.
okay.
He lives out in the swamps of southern Bona Vista. He only comes around to town once every few weeks, right, for his service, and then just like lives out in the wilds. So I think I might take Outcast and either veteran or weapons master.
Yeah.
I'll take veteran because it says something about making connections, and I want to be able to be nice to people. Weapons master is literally like you have a bunch of weapons, and I think probably my weapon is just gonna be like a big machine gun. Yeah, so I'm swampy.
I'm thinking of lore hunter.
Ooh, interesting.
And what was it? There was I feel like lore hunter, and then like to have some sort of combat ability, because I feel like we're gonna need that in some level. I mean, maybe not. I don't know. Well,
I can be a fighty guy.
No, we're definitely definitely you should expect combat. We're probably going to start in the midst of you guys escaping
cool
children of men situation where like fire's happening and you guys are like not like in it, you know what I mean? You're kind of like trying to get past it.
If you want to take if you want to do like not fighty, I can do the fighty guy.
Well, what I was thinking was either gunslinger or sniper. So like a lore hunting gunslinger, I kind of think like Indiana Jones.
So Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
so Indiana Jones. Yeah, no. Wait, how many of these do we pick?
Two. You're picking two, Pats.
Two.
I'm gonna put a really fine point on this just so you guys get started, okay? And maybe it'll help you. Like I love already that you guys are riffing, but like you know what? Like the pirates are here to seize power. They're taking over the planet. Okay.
Okay, gotcha.
So let's come up like I'm willing to be. I don't something off the top of my head, but I would love it to be that you guys have a reason to be like in the capital at the time, right? While this is going on, and your goal is to get out.
Okay. So the idea, the general idea that I had was was gonna play some kind of like business like trader type guy who is like in the wrong place at the wrong time on the planet, right?
Okay, so like not even from here.
Yeah, he's like here to like secure some kind of like trade deal with the current government, and it's just like, oh, you happen to like show up when the government is falling. Tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was definitely thinking like maybe a little bit less fighty, but maybe I will just take like one fighty and one not so fighty.
I was gonna say you probably need to be a specialist in personal defense for your particular job.
Right.
Go to strange periphery worlds and negotiate with the government.
Yeah. I was thinking either that the other thing I was also thinking is potentially he could have a companion that is like his bodyguard.
Nice. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Which I think could work.
Yeah, that would definitely work.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that I'm actually similar where I'm on this world specifically hunting for something, like looking for some sort of relic. And I'm like, no, they're gonna take my ship, all my relics, all my studies.
Oh yeah, they'll definitely steal your shit. Oh, perfect. Okay. There's Combat Bot is one of them. Yeah, so he's like a like trader guy, and he just has this little combat robot that fucking follows him around and takes care of business.
There's not. I don't think there's robots in Battletech that way.
Oh, you're right. Good point. Okay,
well, listen, I feel like we can step aside from this Battletech part too much. You know, an Oath of Endosteel, we'd hold to it more closely. You know what I mean? But
sure.
Again, you're the game master, right? I don't want to tell you you can't not say there are not combat bots. But I mean, Sam really wants this combat bot, and
that's
there's
true.
no stakes here on it.
Hey, hang on. Okay, so like I did pitch it to you all today, being like, maybe we could play it in the Battletech way, but like if you guys would rather go like want to do more Star Warsy shit, I'm here.
It's totally fine because there's like we can just reskin the combat bot as just like being his like fucking bodyguard.
Just a guy.
That's fine with me. So he just like has his like valet who is the
your manservant.
Who can actually fight. Wait, hold on. There's also one that's sidekick. What is that one? Oh no, that's not like a combating one. All right, so I'll do combat bot, but we'll call it combat sidekick.
Yeah.
I like the idea of me like riding out from my ship on a hover bike, but I don't know if that's gonna be relevant, so I'll hold off on that for now.
You can have a hover bike.
Sweet. All right, I got a hover bike. I'm down. I'm just taking.
Oh, okay. And then there's one that's
for sure have a 6-wheeled utility terrain vehicle with like a huge flatbed in the back, and then like no second row of seats, and it's not the bucket seats either. It's the 1950s style bench seating. And there's a gun rack behind my head.
I love it.
Yeah. Okay.
That makes so much sense for your
Huck
character.
Finster. It's swampy.
Huck Finster. I mean, there is just a trader path. What Sojourn and Compel?
I've also got
Those are
something
moves.
that does Sojourn, and I get a bonus if I do it with an ally. So
Okay,
Those
we
are
want to
moves.
sojourn together.
it says okay. So what do those moves do? I just gotta look them up real quick.
The character sheet actually has the moves that are listed.
Nice.
What's oh, actually, I'm gonna look this up.
You just have to know where to look on the sheet, which I'm making a copy of one just so I can follow along with you all.
I found it. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just
So every character sheet has a little
Sojourn
moves
is
tab.
like to like find a place within the community, basically.
Yeah.
And then where's the other one?
Have to find my place on another planet. Sounds like.
Yeah. But yeah, so sojourn is like what you do when you are like after a journey and like, oh man, I just made it to the city. What do I do? You know,
Oh, this
or
is
like I just
perfect.
made it to the planet.
Compel's like the persuasion one. Okay, yeah, so that's good. All right, I'll take trader, and then AP we can help each other with sojourning, and I'll have like good compelling.
Works for me.
Yeah.
I think my dude's call sign is like Raven, or Crow or Rook, because they're like they like shiny things, and any of those birds do that, and they also like kind of sit in the crow's nest.
You love your magpies. We get it.
Yeah,
Or your corvids.
like Corbett. Yeah, that's exactly it. I was trying to remember like
I know. I misspoke. Yeah.
no, I was trying to remember like the name of it. I was like, wait, I know there's a creature that like loves those like shiny things. And then thank you, Google.
Wait, what part of the Battletech world are we? Like what? Because
We're in the periphery.
So the periphery has like all like hick names, right?
Yeah.
No, they can be literally any.
We're on the
names
edge of
that
the
you-
Magistry of Canopus, so that's like super
Technically,
feminists.
No, I mean yes, but also you're in the Rimworld frontier.
The
Got it.
Rimworld Frontier is literally run by cowboys, actual
Yeah.
literal cowboys.
Yeah, people who were deemed too crazy from the free world league. It's like the people that are here. So like they're so basically it's the Holy Roman Empire. Like that's crazy.
Oh my
right.
god.
My guy's name
Cowboys.
is going to be Gilbert Glover.
Amazing. I feel like I'm just
Gil
going to call
Glover.
you Mr. Glover, half out of respect, half out of ironic mockery that you're out here at this exact time and place.
Yeah, he goes by Gil for sure.
My character's name is Aiden Danan.
Oh, I also need a name for my little non-robot buddy here.
Shout out to Fantasy Name Generators.
I'm using that as well. I also
Maven?
For the folks at home, I just made my name
Yeah,
by stealing it from Huckleberry Finn, but
you forged it in the cave.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
with
Okay,
a box of scraps.
my manservant combat bot guy is going to be named Emmanuel Farmer.
Wow. I feel like his family really had a job lined up for him, and he just
Just did not see
left it
that.
behind. Went to the periphery to kill people on behalf of a rich man.
I think Gilbert
Look, man, he
is,
found his calling. You know.
I think Gilbert is less rich and more like putting up a facade, right? Like he's like extremely leveraged out on
Yeah,
this
you're
like
periphery
periphery
rich.
gamble, right? Like
Yeah.
he's like out here because all of his credit in the inner sphere is dried up, and like this is his last shot to not land in debtor's prison.
This man needs enough money to get the interest payments done at least.
Exactly.
All right.
So basically, he's just like he's not a con man though, right? Like he's just like he's like
Desperate.
an honest businessman, but he's just like not doing well. Like
Sure. I love it. And for wondering how you all think you know each other.
You're telling me we're in the middle of a planetary invasion? I feel like we've all.
No, you're in a coup.
I feel like we all met at like a street corner with like battle mechs marching in the background and like a fire burning at the government building. Swampy just drifts around a corner and almost collides with somebody's vehicle, throws on the e-brake, and is just like,
my hoverbike.
So yeah, like the way I see this going is that basically it's a military coup, right? Because like there's no other, I don't know another kind of coup. Like so like I think part of like the whatever forces on the military are basically brought in pirates to help them, or like a mercenaries effectively to help them take power, right? Under the guise of like they were mad about the latest taxes on stuff like that, right? That they are the current government is corrupt or whatever, and so they're taking it over. They can run it better.
Now I may have missed this, Eric, and if I did,
Yeah.
I apologize. I know we apply 3. It's a number between 3 and 1 to each of our.
Oh yeah, are you on the stats part?
Yeah. What?
It's like
I'm
3
just missing which stat goes where.
It's like a not point by. What do you call it when you have a core stat array?
Array, I think.
Yeah, just like this standard array, right? The standard array, I believe, is I have to look it up. It's like 3221110 or something like that for your stats.
Got it. Okay,
let me just stand by. I'll find it for you, man. It's 32211.
32211. Okay. 32211. So heart is the like convincing people one. So I'll take 3 in heart. Probably then 32211. Yeah. Okay. 2 and wits and shadow. 1.
What's the one for shooting people? Is edge for range combat?
321.
Edge is range combat. Iron is close combat. So I'm gonna go heart 3, shadow 2, wits 2, iron 1, edge 1.
How do I change these numbers? It just says 0. Oh, edit.
3211. You said?
Yeah, 32211.
Oh, 3221. Oh, okay.
And then, okay, wait, all right. Let's see here. We got step 1, asset cards. Background vow. We're not doing vows. Oh, final asset. We get 3 assets. Or is that the second act?
Yeah, so you get 2, and then at the when you're done after that part, then you'll make you grab another asset as your.
Oh, interesting. This list says that you get your final asset before you do your stats, which is kind of interesting.
This guy, you guys are crazy ahead of me.
Sorry.
Where am I right now? Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah, you choose your final asset before your stats.
I chose my stats. What am I supposed to do?
Do you have your assets?
I have no idea what assets even are.
Your paths. Sorry, we're using Ironsworn terminology. Did you pick your 2 paths yet?
Yes, I did.
Okay, fantastic. And you have a gist for your character. We're skipping all the starship stuff, which, I mean, to be fair, is a kind of a significant part of the game, but we're not using it for this part.
If you want to, like your paths, if you go into
see it now.
See it.
Yes,
okay,
I see it.
All right, never mind. Sorry, Eric. I just wanted to
No,
make
you're
sure
okay.
AP knew how to do it on the sheet.
I was truly baffled by what you all were talking about.
I was really confused until I found it on the sheet too, and then it immediately made sense. So I was going to try to. Anyway, sorry. Continue, Eric.
Okay, I got my assets. I've got my stats. What are we doing next, Mr. Vulgaris?
I want a glow cat. No, I'm just kidding.
One more.
Make sure that your
companion. Sorry, go ahead.
Make sure all your like health stats and stuff are set to 5. So that'd be your health, spirit, and supply.
Okay. And then at the very end, we'll get one more asset, right?
Yeah.
All right. Health, spirit, supplies all 5.
Yeah.
Maximum, set your momentum.
What am I setting my momentum to?
+2.
2. Thank you.
Okay.
Max momentum is 10. Okay, that's already on the sheet.
Where are you getting this from?
It's on page 102 of the PDF is a character creation summary.
I see now. Backstory, background. So we're skipping writing vows right now.
Right.
Choose an asset, module, support vehicle, companion, or path. So I could get a third path if I wanted to.
Right.
Interesting, but I'm not going to. I'm going to get a support vehicle because I want my six-wheeled
I will
multi-axle.
probably take one more path, and I'm not sure what it's gonna be.
I'm tempted instead of a hover bike to get the exosuit, but I think I'll just go with the hover bike. That sounds fun.
I guess I can take Armored, and he just is wearing a fucking Kevlar vest.
Okay, so one of the cards is support vehicles. I see now.
Create your backstory. Board your starship. Set your stats. 322. Oh, got it. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I think I'm going 1 heart, 1 iron. I'm not super friendly, not super hardy, but I've got 2 shadow, 2 wits, and 3 edge.
Yeah. I don't think I was specific, but when you're making, I think you already rolled something here, AP. And if you see that, yeah, you're rolling a d6 plus your stat, then you're rolling it against 2d10s. And if your d6 plus stat is greater than the 2d10s, that's how you determine whether or not it's a success or not.
Eric, I have an idea, and it will
Give it to me.
almost certainly change things. So I want to run it by you. How do you feel about me taking Path Fugitive? And there's some reason that the pirates are specifically looking for Gil.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I'm gonna do that then.
Yeah, that sounds killer as hell. I figured that you guys would all be kind of be detained, and that's how you would either know each other away, right? And you're getting out together, or trying to bust out of the detention center for as a start.
So yeah, because Fugitive says you're hunted by a power or authority. When you make a move, you may improve the result to a strong hit. If you do, fill 1 segment of a 4-segment clock to represent the hunters closing in. When the clock is filled, a notable foe or forces track you down. If you overcome them or escape, reset the clock and mark 1 tick on your quest legacy track. It just seems like it works well for this game.
Holy shit! Yeah, I'm gonna write that down.
Well, it sounds like the way we know each other is we're all in the same jail cell, or at least block.
Lock up.
I'm going to get the skiff asset. It's a flatbed hover truck capable of holding multiple people or things. Sounds as close. I want to get the rover, but the rover just kind of sucks. The skiff is better. So I don't have wheels. I'm sorry, I float slightly above the ground at all times.
What was I going to say? I like, well, I mean, I was just going to toss, instead of a jail cell, we're actually just like all tucked in, thrown into this like converted cop cafe. Again, going back to the cafe on the corner.
Oh yeah, like it's like more like
they basically
it's like a shelter in place kind of thing, and
yeah,
we're all
exactly
like in the same place.
Yeah, exactly. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, assets.
Got it. All right. So then we got conditions that says envision your character, note any key aspect of your character's looks and personality. I guess we can probably do that when we do like introductions, right, Eric?
Yeah.
Okay. Name, we got those. Gear up. Note any important or unusual equipment or personal items. In Starforge, you won't need a detailed list of equipment. Your supply meter is an abstract representation of your general readiness. Clothes, fuel, energy, food, blah, blah, blah. You can assume you have access to fundamental necessities for space travel. This is your spacer kit. Includes sealed environment suit, flashlight, headlamp, toolkit, medical kit, personal comm.
Look at Sam reading the book.
For the really deep lore people at home, Swampy uses a federated Barrett M42B rifle system that's been slotted in to use the light machine gun barrel instead of the grenade launcher.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, it looks like you can just like, if you have 4 or 5 items that you just want to say like as part of your paths and stuff you have, like, because like it says like as an example, Eddie, you have gunslinger, so it's like if you want to have a pair of fancy pistols, it says you can like just have those.
Cool.
So like, yeah, like AP, it sounds like you can just like have like your reservist weapon, like that's.
I'm thinking dog tags,
Yeah.
sort of Vietnam era green vest, and like a machete.
Flak jacket. Yeah, flak jacket. For sure.
That's Huck Finster right there.
Yeah.
Where can we write this down? I guess in notes. Is there a better place? Seems like just in summary on the sheet is probably the best place. I think, let's see, Gilbert has like a briefcase. He's definitely got like a shitty like personal piss. You know, it's like he's like feels required to carry a gun, even though he doesn't like actually know how to use it very well. So he has like some kind of gun, very standard issue kind of gun. I don't know what's like what would be like the, I guess, what's the closest inner sphere territory to where we are?
Literally you're a tie between the Cappies and the Merricks. So you want Lao or do you want Merrick? Capellans or Free World?
I guess Free World. I don't know anything about either as much too, unfortunately.
Free World is like if you combined America with hereditary Eastern Europe.
That's perfect. Yeah, so he just has like a standard Free World League gun.
Yeah. So I'm saying, like the people that founded the Rimward Frontier thought that the combination of the Holy Roman Empire and American capitalism was not radical enough. They were like, "We need more."
You guys are too.
You guys are cowards.
Clown.
So I believe the Merrick ruling line directly descends from the Habsburgs in Battletech fiction.
So are they like Catholics?
I think
I don't want to get into religious violence, but I would if you guys are into it.
Historically, I think only
curious.
the Federated Sons is Catholic.
I'm just curious if you would like carry a
the
Bible or
Merrick
something.
religion is technically Comstar or Word of Blake.
Okay, so he's Comstar guy. He has
There's quite a few religions,
briefcase,
especially in the periphery.
Pistol. I guess Emmanuel has like an actual rifle or something.
I'm gonna keep it simple. I mean, you guys are gonna be held in like a detention spot, so like don't worry about what gear you have on you because you probably don't have that gear. Okay, like securing your gear is going to be part of it, just like any tutorial of a video game. You know what I'm talking about?
Got it.
Okay,
so then I
picture that you guys have already been picked up and held, and you're being held in a detention center, and realizing like you hear like the sounds of gunshots and stuff, and things are bad, and you need to figure out a way out of here, right? Like that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I think my character's done then.
I'm ready.
I think I'm ready too. Because we don't really need to worry about gear so much. It's more. I think the only thing is like there's no vows or anything like that we're doing.
Yeah, I think we're good to go.
Cool.
Yeah. Finally. Okay. Cool. So then let's do quick introductions for final characters here. Start with Huck Finster.
Huck Finster. So you're looking at him through jail cell bars. I think you've got your usual lineup of like criminals, like a dude sleeping on a bench, and like someone up by the bar is like, I'm not supposed to be here, let me out. Huck Finster's got on one of them boonie hats and has it like just enough to barely cover his eyes. Has got his, vest on, hands clasped before him, looking like he's calm, slight lean back on the bench, but it's anyone that takes a look at him knows this person is a sort of predator who's looking for a way out of this cage.
Now, do you keep your nicest fly fishing flies in your bucket cap, or do you leave those at home?
So the swamps that Huck Finster lives in, we don't really do fly fishing because the super gators that live there can't be caught with like fish. It requires, 7.62.
Okay.
It's explosive rounds.
Super gators.
I feel like what he's got instead is one of those like windage and range charts in his pocket that no one's taken from him, but you can clearly see like a little pencil and like a notepad and like a windage range chart. And he's like a darkly tanned sort of half French, half Native American, Cajun Creole, wearing just huge boots. He's a huge guy. Like he's like 6'1", which I realize isn't super tall, but also he's probably pushing 200 pounds of muscle.
Okay. Big lad.
I can go
Okay.
next if you would like, Eric.
Yeah.
So Gilbert is if I had to pick an actor to play him, I would do like Bob Odenkirk, the guy
Sure.
from Better Call Saul.
Yeah. Yeah.
For some reason, I was already imagining your character was it.
Yeah. That's okay. We're
He's, he
singing
like,
from the same hymn.
really, he could be like just like Bob Odenkirk in that first episode, right? He has like kind of like a bad professional haircut. He's got like a cheap suit and like a shitty briefcase. Maybe like the briefcase is like fucking like emptied out or something because they like took whatever was in there and then just like tossed him the case. And then he's got Emmanuel hanging out kind of like at his shoulder. And I think Emmanuel is like he's like maybe like the exact opposite of kind of like big as Swampy, right? He's like very like tall and but like not too like tall and lean, like lean muscle, not too like obviously like built. And
I was gonna say, what if you have that like useless, good-looking gym muscle that provides absolutely no functional value, but just makes you look stronger?
Yeah, sure. And yeah, he's just he's wearing like very like classic butlery clothes.
Awesome. Yeah, so I'll go with last then. So Aiden Danon is kind of the new era Indiana Jones. If I were to choose the actor, it would obviously be Shia LaBeouf because that was a very good decision on their part, and he's definitely, seen better days, like obsesses over the relics and doesn't always get them. So he's one of those like still trying to figure it all out. And has a couple of pistols like strapped on his waist, and a rifle on their back, with what looks like batons always ready to go in case he needs to do some rock climbing.
But you don't have your rifle on your back right now. Because
No.
we're in jail.
Yeah, because we're
Let's
in
be
jail.
clear.
True, and probably don't have my pistols unless I hit them somehow.
So, yeah. All right. So to keep making this point finer, I don't think you guys are all in jail, but you guys are all like detained in a building that is basically functioning as a detention center, right? You're not like behind bars because this is happening fast. Where it's like, okay, with like the soldiers, like with me or whatever,
Right.
and you know what I mean. They're just being here for processing, figuring out like where everyone is, making sure that kind of stuff's going on, right?
Sure. It's the cafe, like I said. It's been converted
Honestly,
into a detention center.
I mean, honestly, the fact that
It's very World War II, where it's like the soldiers take over a building and they basically like okay, we're using this now. Like this is
They
back.
smoke thin cigarettes and
Yeah.
talk to the local women who may be part of the resistance movement.
Yeah. So,
Nope.
I think there's actually like a starting scene move that we could try to do.
Oops. Man, level 20, fix your shit. Like everything's cut off.
Yeah, you got to move around the CSS stuff.
Anyway, sorry, continue. Back, you were talking about opening scene.
Does it begin a session?
Yeah, when you begin a significant session, do all the following: identify or adjust flag content. Anything we said, no religious violence, but sectarian violence is on the table. Review and recap what happened last session. We don't have to do that. We set the scene by envisioning characters' current situations, intent. Yeah. So, what is the either governmental or commercial building that you guys are all being stuck in, or like kind of just incidentally corralled to?
I feel like Eddie's gonna die if we don't make it some sort of cafe.
Yeah.
No, like
I do-
multi-purpose building. I like it when it's like apartments above or something.
Right.
I do. Have you ever been like a lot of government buildings these days will just like have like a Starbucks like
Yeah, right.
in them or like next to them? I like the idea that we're just like at the government building,
Right next,
the
like
coffee
yeah.
shop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
spaceport or something like that. Yeah.
You're literally, yeah, like at the Space Bucks. That's like
And above there's like some
Next to
shitty corporate like rooms or some stuff.
yeah, it's
think
literally, yeah, it's
Canonically,
like an
it's
embassy.
called the Java Pulse Generator, is what the local coffee shops are called in
Yeah,
Battletech.
that's really good. Yeah, the Java Pulse.
bad.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, so yeah, you're at the
We're the Java
JPG.
Pulse.
Yeah, the Java Pulse.
Oh my God.
So are we like
Continue.
in the like general
And-
seating area, and they just have like one guy with a gun watching us, and everybody else is behind the counter discussing their manifesto and their next great moves?
Yeah, so let me paint what was going on, right? The past couple of weeks there was a lot of talks about this, the significant tax reform and this sort of like trade tariffs. Let's call it trade tariffs, right? And this has gotten a significant outside political faction really up in arms. You're probably familiar with Swampy. The less those with the less levers of power. They are definitely interested in like basically it's an ending of their maybe it's like maybe it's a tariff against super crocodile meat or something like that, like so something that's very like poignant. The point being though is that all the politicians around were saying that everything's going to be fine. There was an attack on I don't know, maybe like maybe like a power generator or something like that. At one point, it was like, no, this is a terrorist. It's okay. Everything's taken care of. Nothing to worry about. And then all of a sudden, plenty of things to worry about. What's on the news though is that the president has been stepped down. They're out for comment, like not without, but there's no comment or anything like that. But you've heard from hearsay and from any kind of media that you've seen is that there was an attack on sort of like not the Java Pulse, but the actual like communication place, right? That's because if you're doing a coup, that's the first thing that you see besides the executive, right? Is the communications broadcastings, right? So I think was one of the first signs that you saw this morning was that like, there was like emergency broadcast and then most of the channels and stuff were dead. And then it came back on saying like, there's been, an issue with the regime in the Capitol, but everything's okay now. And then by that point, like you saw a column of vehicles moving through the city, and soldiers getting out, etc. Okay. So it's things have popped off. So I think at the Java Pulse generator, I think what's going to happen and where things will start is the starting of hostilities. While this coup was happening, it's been so far relatively bloodless, if at all. Like no military shooting versus shooting, things like that. But that's changed as the surprise coup has sort of come to light at this point, right? So you guys are all going to be in kind of like just being held and told to stay where you are by military personnel. In the Java Pulse, you're in there with maybe like they probably crowd as many people as they can to get them off the streets and stuff like that, right? So you're probably kind of packed in here. Everyone's kind of confused about what's going on. No one's really answering you any questions or anything like that. There's probably like 3 or 4 guards, but I think that's the start where I think there's a building like a building across the street, like just explodes in like a shell, right? Just like as an explosion goes off, blast shatters around, people are screaming about what's going on, and the soldiers are telling you all, you stay here, get down. And that's where we're going to pick up. Okay. So I think the goal here is to get out of the Capitol. Okay.
Got it.
So your characters probably know something's bad here and it's wrong. And so you guys will know as well. Also, just for clarity's sake, probably not going to the starport.
Two questions. Is our gear somewhere in this room with us.
Yeah.
Okay. And where is my car?
Yeah.
Hey,
Um,
look,
yeah.
if I'm gonna escape this area, knowledge of a vehicle that I
Yeah.
All right.
have the keys for.
Parking in the capital is notoriously bad, so you had to park maybe a couple blocks away.
Okay, a couple blocks
Got it.
away.
A couple blocks away.
How about motorcycle parking, hoverbike parking? Because I feel like you can
Hoverbike
squeeze
parking,
in.
you probably squeeze that in.
Okay,
Let's make an oracle test, right? Let's say it's
Okay.
relatively likely.
You
Okay.
head back out, you go get it. It's got a ticket on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
oh, yeah.
The minute you're putting in your numbers into the damn pay thing, and there's already a ticket on it. No. So
They have
so
a
we're using
new,
likely. Yeah.
The government has just fallen. They already have new meter maids lined up.
Yeah. Bureaucracy will exist. Yeah.
I was gonna say that I kind of imagine that my rifle is like stashed away in my bike or something like that.
Yeah,
so,
that would make sense.
And then I do have a question for Lore Hunter. If I swear an iron vow, formidable or greater, to recover a valuable knowledge or artifact or relic, I can re-roll any dice. Does that mean like when I roll, I can just re-roll anything?
No, I didn't know that's what that does. You probably want to pick something different, considering we don't have a vow.
Dependent on what you
Yeah.
roll
I don't know that your
against your
rifle
vow.
can be considered a legendary artifact.
Yeah.
First off, you know where it is.
All right. I'll look up something real fast.
I'm gonna hit the
continue.
ground. You know, there was a massive explosion across the street. I assume that there's either glass shattering in here, or at the very least, there's people panicking. And I'm gonna grab Sam's character, Mr. Gilbert Glover.
He's one of the people panicking.
Okay. I grab him while he's down on the ground and I go, Hey, buddy. Listen up. You good?
Oh, Blake, I need to get out of
I
here.
slap him in the face immediately. Oh,
Hey.
I know this doesn't help much, but stop panicking, okay? Huh?
Okay.
I don't know what my accent is. I'm supposed to be
No,
Cajun.
you're okay. You're okay.
Just imagine I'm Cajun, guys.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I lived
That's
in
part of
Louisiana.
the role playing.
I look you in the eyes like a crazy person, and I just go, look, there's only like 4 to 5 people in this room who look like they're going to be able to get us out of this situation. All right? Half the people here, not going to be able to fight for their lives. You seem like a really desperate guy that if I gave you an improvised spoon knife, you would kill someone while ferreting your way out the building. So look, they're going to notice we're talking to each other in the next few seconds. So I need you to nod your head. Are you in or are you out? Okay, good.
While they're talking, I want to take that opportunity. I grab the path Shade. Draw on esoteric energies, you may instantly cloak your form in shadowy veil of the void. When you're veiled and make a move to ambush, hide, or sneak, you may preset your action die to 5. So I want to use that opportunity to sneak, like find a way out and get to my hover bike.
Maybe it's like it's a Battletech, it's like some kind of weird like
Cloaking?
lost tech shit.
I think it's I don't think it's.
I think it's just literally hiding in the shadows.
Yeah, I think it's literally just you just being a sneaky guy. It doesn't. Yeah, exactly. You just have that kind of like you're just not noticed.
Yeah.
So you're trying to do some stealth ninja shit.
This guy heard all you have to do is get out of the Capitol, and he's going to be like 3 steps. I leave the building, I get on my bike, I crank the hover all the way up, and I just float out of the building. Just out of the Capitol. I'm done, Eric. I just speed ran your campaign.
Yeah. So the explosion, you hear other sounds of other explosions off in the distance. Like this one just came by close as clearly like there's still fighting happening, right? Or fighting has started.
There's definitely worry on my face that like did my hover bike survive? It's like no, not the bike.
Yeah. All of the communications are saying that like the regime the regime has changed. The military is taking over for your protection to stop any of the terrorists about the protests that were started. We if don't fight back, we've already won. And while like another like more missile strike kind of like sound or mortar strikes like come down and like it's clearly not what you're hearing on the news.
God,
No, I was just gonna say like just to make sure that there's like connection between our characters. I wanted to ensure that like while you guys were having that panic discussion, I was like, I'll see if I can find a way out the back.
No, I love the idea that you sneak out of here and you don't even realize you don't have your keys.
So I come back.
Get to your bike. The first thing you said was I sneak out, and I'm like, didn't they search us to take all of our shit?
I love the idea that like he gets to his bike, comes back in, and then is like, I'll look for a way out the back. It's like he's already like you guys get the
you sneaked back in just to sneak out the back.
Sorry, what are you? I'm memeing to it. What are you saying to us while we're standing up from being on the floor? You, Eddie, Aiden, what do you say? You said you were saying something to us, but
sorry. Yeah. So like as we're getting up off the floor, I and there's like panic. It's like, let's see if I'll try to find a way out back.
No, hold here. Okay, listen, you seem kind of scrawny, but you look like you know what to do in a fight. Okay. All right, I'm gonna start swiping. I don't know that I've ever been inside a Starbucks. Does this cafe still have stainless steel utensils? Is it like plastic utensils? They've got like muffins and shit, right? There has to be some way to like cut up the things that you eat. Are we talking plastic utensils or are we talking stainless steel?
Plastic.
Okay. Then I am handing plastic. I'm swiping them off the table. Like I'm getting up and I'm putting my hand over like a packet of them, right? And then I'm like handing plastic knives to each of them. And I'm just like, just go with this. And I turn to one of our captors and I put my hand over top of Gilbert Glover's stomach and I'm like, he's been hit. He's been hit. He needs help right now. Look at him. I'm like forcing your shoulder down so like you're hunched over.
Like, I don't want to go.
Does anyone have a med pack or medical training? Please.
So the soldiers are like looking around from the outside, and then like you guys are hollering or whatever, and like one of like that, you're definitely gonna get their attention. Right.
Okay. I'm trying to get like one or two of them to come over here. I'm hiding my plastic knife, street magician style on the backside of my hand so that when I need to, I can just drop it in and start stabbing them in the eye.
Sure. Well, the scary thing is that they look nervous as hell, right? Like they look scared. Like this is not part. Yeah, this is not part of their plan at all. This was like clearly like something is going on. Like I like literally imagine like an 18-year-old kid, right?
Okay,
like that's probably the person that's here, right?
I'm gonna switch from I'm a fake panic person because I'm a veteran, so I'm gonna switch to I'm a wise, calm, older military man. I pull myself straight and I'm just like, son. Listen, you got to have some kind of medical training. At the very least, you got to have bandages on you. This man will die without your help. Come over here and help him.
Want to die.
Please. He's a visitor to this world. Don't turn the outsiders against the new government.
I don't want to die here. Not out on the periphery.
All right. He puts, he obviously like holding like a submachine gun or whatever, but like he sees that he's like shit. And so he puts it around and he goes to his med pack like on his body armor or whatever, right? And is like, oh shit, okay, all right, let me move, step aside.
As soon as he gets
like
close to
someone, he like points someone
the plastic utensil.
Okay.
Hold on, just fucking kill him and then grab the submachine.
All right, so we're gonna. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'd like to help, and what I mean by that is like immediately Emmanuel like jumps on the other side and is just fucking going.
All right, so immediately stab this guy.
Yeah.
Look,
of course.
All right.
Look, with the shade ability, we get a plus when I make a move to ambush, hide, or sneak. You may preset the action die to 5. So,
you need to be getting
the question.
Like I've drawn this guy forward. I'm about to stab him, and you disappear out of nowhere. Like,
yeah, exactly. So actually, I would like to take a pistol if they have it as well.
Well, hang on. So let's see what happens. Exactly,
okay,
right?
Okay.
So the first thing that's going to happen is that I need basically this kind of attack roll. I think that's going to be the first thing that we're going to have.
Is
Uh,
there
It sounds like our
following
stealthy
which-
guy is really setting up to do the stealth attack.
and maybe Eddie's doing
Well-
it and we're helping maybe like
I mean, I can definitely set it up, and yeah, you guys could help because like I have that
Yeah.
shade ability.
I don't really know how helping works in this game, so
So there's actually an aid an ally move.
Oops.
Yeah.
so should me and
So,
Finster make that move maybe?
No, so you're in control of this attack, obviously, because what I'm saying is that I think from in the shadows is that you're gonna operate from like a controlled position here. Like you're able to get the ambush on them, right?
Mhm.
So you're in a position to attack rather than have to respond to them attacking first in order before then you can react. So instead you're in control here, but like you're doing this from close quarters, right? So you'll be rolling with iron, is my guess, rather than edge. That's the question. That's the question I have.
Yeah, so I mean that's kind of where I was wondering if I'd be able to grab something to like throw at them or do something at ranged, like closer to where the exit is or closer to where our gear is.
Yeah, if you want to like chuck something at them,
I just find like a salt dispenser. No, a salt dispenser wouldn't make sense.
Sure.
What would- like a napkin
But then-
dispenser. I'm just
Just
like
a carafe?
right. Carafe
Right.
right to the back of the head.
right. So then really what you're doing is kind of you're setting up for the because you're not the one actually hurting them and striking them. It's not really a strike move. It sounds like you're setting up. So rather in my head, it sounds like you're supporting Swampy's stabbing, and so would also be Gilbert, right?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me.
Okay.
All right, cool.
So how does the preset your action die to 5 work?
So that means you're I don't know how you set that in the roll 20, but what that means is then your action score is 5, and then you roll your 2 challenge dice. As long as both those 2 challenge dice are greater than
It basically
5 or
means
whatever.
you only have to hit a 5 instead of it being like a harder roll.
Yeah.
right?
Oh, got it. Okay.
Right. So I don't know how to make it do that. So, but if you wanted to, you can just roll the
challenge die, and then we can just do the math.
Yeah. So this would be you're aiding an ally, right?
So then how would I?
So then you're going to be. I think you're securing them an advantage rather than gaining ground because you kind of already have the ground.
Okay.
Right?
Sure, I'm down with that. I'm
So,
better with ranged weapons, so I don't.
Yeah, you're hiding, preparing an ambush, or misdirecting. You're rolling with shadow, right?
Okay. So should I roll shadow?
Yeah. So
And then I think
Yeah.
It gives me the option to do a modifier. I think that's maybe where I can do the 5.
no, I think that adds a number to it, but
That's probably your.
it's fine. We'll just ignore it.
Okay.
So I think what'll happen is I think that adds it to the action score. Yeah. So like your action score is a 5, right? So your so that we're ignoring that's not a miss because your challenge dice because you rolled a 5, so you beat 1, so it's a mixed success.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Right. So on a weak hit here, you're going to do one of these 3 things here. You can take +2 momentum for helping out.
Okay.
So
What is how does the momentum benefit us?
so they take the benefit instead of you because you're aiding an ally here, right?
Got it.
So you'll be giving Swampy one of these things, right? You're either going to be giving them +2 momentum or a +1 on their next move. Right.
Okay.
So which one do you want it to be?
Momentum is something that we can use later, or is it something we spend?
It's basically burn momentum to like do better, right?
Yeah. So you burn momentum to do kind of what your shadow thing just did. You burn momentum to set your action score to a number.
Got it. Okay. I'll give them a modifier, so like the +1 or something like that.
Cool. So on their next move. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So then now we go to the actual strike. So right.
Okay.
Cool. So I think what we're trying to do is I think this is a strike.
I think it's a strike.
Yeah. So you're in control. You're stabbing at this as a rebel. It's okay. These guys are Nazis. You're fine. Just take the skill.
have a +1.
And you're getting a +1. Yeah.
Nice.
It looks good.
Strong hit.
Both of them. Yep.
All
I
right,
rolled
cool.
a 1 and a 2 for the. Sorry. I have a score of 5 and I rolled a 1 and 2, so I hit real good. Yeah, I start
Wait, is
stabbing.
lower better in this game?
You
I
want to
think
roll
that's-
low so that your action die is high. Your action die has to be higher than the 2d10s.
Okay.
Got it.
So,
got it. That makes sense. Okay.
Sorry, I guess I didn't explain that well enough. Thanks
No,
for doing
I'm
that.
just am not that smart.
Right. Okay. So rather than make this out to be like a long drawn out complex fight where like a fight could actually be like a one of these vows or like a project
Right, where you take it
thing
off
of 10.
in
Yeah,
progress,
where like things are going on and then you can test to roll that at the end. This is kind of like a quick ambush against a single guy. So rather it's more just kind of like a battle. So instead, what I'm going to do for the strong hit here is just use the results from the battle, which is just like you all take 2+2 momentum. And obviously you took down that you took him down. He's like cannot breathe, obviously bleeding out or whatever. I feel like when this happens, you probably see a couple people run from the cafe, like just like to try to bolt, and you hear like and they like run down the like down the street trying to get away. And then so when you hear a soldier's like stop, and they don't stop, and you hear like clack, 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 and you don't hear running anymore. And so like more people are shouting, and they don't like they haven't. And if anything, that's kind of like your momentum where they haven't really noticed that this other guy went down because it's just everything's popping off so fast right now. So you have this plus momentum. Things are going on. What do you want to do?
To be clear, I now make my momentum +4 on my sheet, right?
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
you all gain +2 momentum.
Gil is immediately gonna like go like try to get his shit, and he's gonna be shouting, "My documents! I can't leave without the documents. I'm ruined without them."
Right. So so one of the problems though is like from the explosion and like the rough around is like you're looking around for your briefcase and all this stuff, right?
Yeah, his like I'm sure he has like the pistol's probably like in the briefcase, right? Like,
oh yeah,
you know
I love
what I
that.
mean?
For sure. So you're gathering information, right? You're looking around for where this could be, right?
Yes.
So you're gonna roll wits for me.
Okay, let me see here. Is there a look for
Emmanuel? Does Emmanuel know how important this briefcase is, or is he telling you to leave without it?
Oh no, he's probably telling me to leave without it because his only job is to make sure Gil survives. I'm sorry, is this a move where I see, or am I just rolling with
gather
information?
Yeah,
on the move list under adventure moves.
Adventure moves. Okay, actually. Oh, here we go. All right, sorry, my bad. All right, modifier 0. Oh, that's not what you want.
No.
It was close, but no.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. I think the worst thing that's going to happen is that I think the soldiers, after shooting those guys, just kind of look at you and like rack their guns and just going to probably get ready to shoot everyone in this place, right? So you see your briefcase and you see that. What do you do?
Can I tell you what I do, Eric?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna while this has been happening, I've been getting this guy's SMG. I assume you described it as like being strapped to him. I'm doing that, and then I'm like, I just undo his belt so I can kick the pistol and holster to our shadow here, and I'm I just look at him and I'm just like 3, 2, what, and then I just pop up SMG spraying wildly in every direction.
Shooting first.
Yeah, of course I'm shooting first. A bunch of civilians are in danger.
No, that's the point. Yeah, there's they were gonna try to kill you all, right? Just
I'm gonna
as
be
like
honest here,
this is too busy.
I knew that this guy was gonna fucking rabbit as soon as something happened, and I was waiting for them to get distracted. I told him. I said it was the first thing I said to him.
You're a psycho. Help me.
Yeah, so if you wield a pistol when you enter the fray by facing off against your foe, plus heart, or by acting without tipping them off, plus shadow, add 1 and then take 1 momentum on a hit. So that's the gunslinger. That's the gunslinger.
Yeah, well, it's guns o'clock, so
guns o'clock.
I'll let Eddie go first here. I feel like I'm providing support covering fire.
Cool. So I roll. Let's see. Go to the moves. Go to face danger. Is that right?
Yep. But instead of face danger here, you're actually doing a combat move.
Oh, combat move. Where's that?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Enter the fray.
So I think the fray has already been entered. So there's a question of whether or not you're in control at the start of the scene, and I'm so
doesn't sound like we are. We're wildly
honestly
firing at people that are about to shoot at us.
So the question is like whether or not they start shooting before you have a chance to shoot. So I guess that's going to be probably the start. So you're facing off against your foe here. They're not unaware. And they're not sizing up the situation. So I think you're facing off. So I think this is actually you're gonna start with entering the fray with heart.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask because like the paths have 3 ticks. That's like if you level up those paths, right? Yeah. Okay.
The assets give you better powers the more you pick them off.
Yeah. Because I was looking. There's gain ground and react under fire for the next level. So I was just making sure.
Oh, for sure.
Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna roll enter the fray and then facing off against your foe. So plus heart. Oh, I love how like this has descriptors in the roll 20. That's nice.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Okay, cool. So I'm facing off against I don't have any modifiers, or I do.
No, you're rolling with heart, man. But you don't no additional modifiers. Unless your gunslinger gives you anything.
No, that just allows me to it does give me a +1.
Yeah.
Okay, so I add +1, and take 1 momentum on a hit. Okay, cool. And then if I get a strong hit, you may immediately take a shot without making a move and mark progress twice. I got a weak hit. Oh man, I wish I could re-roll that 1 die.
Momentum only fixes your action scores. That doesn't really help you.
I can't bump it up by 1.
No, I think what you have to do is you spend momentum. So when you spend momentum, you replace the value. You don't add to the value. Does that make sense?
Oh, I see. Yeah. So I guess in that case, it wouldn't really help me because if it was, I already rolled pretty high on my action score. And I don't have enough momentum for that. Okay. Then that's what I got. Yeah. Okay. So I got a weak hit.
Yeah. Just for clarity's sake here, when you use momentum, it's called burning momentum. You burn it, you set it to 0, and it makes your action rating, whatever the number was, back to 0.
What I can get negative momentum, right?
Yeah. So we're about to see that's possible. So
I was gonna say like I could go to -4 potentially, and then I'd be able to get that into a strong hit.
No, you can't buy momentum on credit.
Got it. You can lose momentum if you roll bad.
Got it. Okay.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It will go to 0. So here's what happens, right? So with a weak hit, you're going to achieve your result. They're going to go down, but the question is like they also got to shoot a little bit as well. So we're gonna do a move that's called pay the price. But I think when it comes to shooting here, I don't know if you're the one who's going to be paying it because it's a group. So would you do me a favor and actually ask the Oracle for me?
Sure.
Could you ask the Oracle that it is, let's say it's a 50-50. Are they targeting you?
Oops, I clicked the wrong thing.
Now I could decide this as a GM, but because the game is its stuff. Yeah. So they are targeting you. So you are the one paying the price. Okay, cool. Because if it wasn't that, then I was going to pick one of the other 2 characters to actually make this roll instead as a consequence. Okay. Because of, again, just the shooting, right?
Mm-hmm, sure.
Okay. So anyways, so what we're going to do now is we're going to pay the price.
Let's see. That's under combat moves. No.
No, it's a fate move.
Oh, there it is. Pay the price.
Yeah. And it will tell us. So I could decide at this point, like I don't have to use pay the price. Like at no point do I need to make resort to a roll here. I'm just doing this just to kind of show the part of the system here, right? But pay the price can tell you whether or not, for inspiration, if this is going to be like, do you succeed? But that means more reinforcements are showing up. Like you hear the sound of like an APC coming down here, right? Or does it mean that you actually took physical damage, right? Stuff like that. But I think I kind of think you're harmed would kind of make sense here.
Yeah, or I mean, we could also say that like
Yeah.
my bike gets shut up, and so I can't use it.
I don't know
I
that
mean,
your bike's, like
it's probably in an alley, so
No.
maybe not. But it doesn't let me like actually like click a button to roll the die. So is there a good way for me to
Can
do
you
that? manually?
you can't like roll pay the price oracle when you hit?
No, it just lets me look at the preview. Wait, what?
No, you can. Sorry, when you click pay the price, you see the preview.
Yeah,
There's
it
in the
doesn't have
middle
a,
of the
it doesn't
no
have a.
the header of the table. The header of the table, buddy, is actually a link. Is a rollable link.
Wait, the head of the table?
So when you when you're
Oh, there it is. Okay.
yeah,
Oh, okay, cool.
I knew you would figure it out. Never doubted.
Yeah, I was just wondering why. What?
Oh, nice.
The dice in the
Yeah.
thing.
Oh well, shit. All right, the environment or terrain introduces a new hazard. Okay. Uh, well, that sounds like. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say like broken glass shatters everywhere, and like now we have to like run through, and maybe like the door becomes unstable, or the entrance exit becomes unstable.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say a screaming crowd of people running in every direction, grabbing their shit and maybe taking ours.
yeah,
Ooh.
that's exactly what I was gonna go with. It's the people that are running around.
That's
Right.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. As like a
Broken
bunch of people
glass.
just run into the
I assume we're
street.
all wearing shoes. It's probably. I mean, it's an inconvenience, but it's not really that bad, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking other things, but yeah. Okay, that sounds good.
As long as
Right,
I can
and-
get my briefcase.
Yeah. I mean, this was coming from you looking around for your briefcase, right?
That's true. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's one thing I love about this system too, is like every roll kind of builds on itself. So the story
Right.
kind of
So
grows.
so you were looking around for your briefcase, right? You weren't able to find it, right? And then
Soldiers spot you.
yeah, so
When
then the
I
soldiers
saw it when the soldiers
yeah.
saw me, and then I went for the briefcase as they were shooting.
Oh.
Okay.
Like they got up and shot, and I just went for the briefcase. Is how I'm imagining it.
Right. But on a miss, it's like someone like frantically kicked it or whatever. It's like one of those kind of scenes, and you're like, oh shit, I can't get, and you can't get to
It's
it.
under the espresso machine.
Yeah. So all right, yeah. So you're gonna scramble for the briefcase, right? I don't see. I think with the people fleeing around here, yeah, you guys kind of need to leave before more, the soldiers on the rest of the street are moments away from turning back
I
over to
actually
you.
want to take control of the situation. Sorry, I thought we
Yeah, go ahead.
killed the soldiers.
Yeah, you did. You killed. So okay,
Killed some
so
of them, right?
you killed the ones that were basically your guards, right?
Yeah.
Imagine there was like half a dozen of them.
Yeah.
Most of them went off to like where the building was attacked, right? And then the other ones here are staying here, and then you just took those out, and everything's happening very quickly.
Took a couple
Look,
out. Yeah.
I'm not good at this, but I want to take command of the situation for sure.
Mr. Veteran over here.
I mean, yes, I'm not good at talking, and I don't know what role or move it would be.
It's
But I
fine.
definitely just want to be holding a machine pistol over my head, going, okay, everyone, you can't just be running around like this. We're all going to die if you do that. Everyone, just shut the fuck up and stop moving. Take a deep breath. You're now aware that you're breathing. Let it out. Okay? Calm down. We're going to survive this if we all work together. But all of that with a Cajun accent.
Yeah. So I think the simple way to combine this of whether or not the people would listen to you, right? On one hand, I don't think you're trying. This is more like a face danger rather than compel, but it's kind of you know what I mean. But it's kind of the same thing. Like you're
I
trying
don't know
to
the difference. You tell me.
Let's say this is a face danger with heart.
Okay. Face danger.
So your modifier is your heart. Then.
It's under
Yeah.
adventure moves. Okay. Rule.
And I would also say that given the whether or not to give you an advantage here, considering like you just like killed these people and like that you should have a better chance than just a random person
I think
doing
that makes
this,
sense. Yeah.
right?
Like,
So I wouldn't mind giving you a +1 like this. That basically your past actions are helping you out here, right?
nice.
I crush it.
Look at it. Just roll well, right?
Yeah. That's all I gotta do, man. I learned
Um,
from Jeff Robinson. All you gotta do is roll multiple criticals if you
Yeah.
want to succeed at every action.
So,
Take that +1 momentum in the process, by the way. Thank you very much.
you will. Thanks for Okay. So I think the people stop like fleeing for a moment, right? And they stop and as you're telling them what to do, clearly you are powerful, but they're also like kind of frightened of you, and they're frightened of kind of everything. They're basically cowering to you, right? Because they want to leave.
So I think like at this point he's like getting the briefcase. He opens it, gets the gun out, checks to make the papers are still there, closes it, and then walks up to stand next to Swampy and is like, "All right, ready to go."
We're not leaving yet. Listen up, everybody. I need everyone to form a single file line. This is a coffee shop. This should not be difficult for us. We are going to queue right now. Move from wherever you're at towards the center of the room. Form a queue. Quickly go through. I walk over and I just grab my stuff and I'm just like putting it on slowly to demonstrate. I'm just like, quickly and carefully assess what you have, put it on you, and you're going to exit the back door. That man right there with the pistol is going to direct you out the back door. All right? We need to stay together for now until we learn more. But at some point, splitting up, separating, and fleeing into the city is going to be what you're going to do. None of you have weapons. You did nothing wrong here. Okay? Maybe you just forget what you saw here, but everyone's going to be okay. All right? I need more people. One by one, come up, grab your stuff. Let's get ready to get out of here.
And I think
I'm just making sure that Aiden is actually... I don't know shit about Aiden, right? Every time I look at Aiden, he disappears and kills someone else. So I just want to make sure he's actually going to the back door to direct people out the door.
there's like someone there. You just hear like a gunshot from the alleyway as like Aiden has already taken out a guard that has kind of fallen off from the rest of them, and it's like it's all clear back here. Come on.
Okay, let's not just randomly fire guns because people are attracted to gunfire when they're having a rioting coup. So let's maybe do some. I pull out my machete, just do some knife work, stuff like that. I put the knife away and then I put my arm around Glover and I say, "What's your name, friend?"
Aiden.
No.
Glover.
He goes, Gilbert Glover. At
All right,
your
Mr.
service.
Glover. You appear to have a friend who's shadowing you right now. Who's this gentleman?
That would be Emmanuel Farmer. Say hi, Emmanuel. Emmanuel just like waves.
Okay. You got a aircraft of any kind, drop ship, hover transport, light aircraft, heavy aircraft, helicopter, battle mech. Seemed like you got money.
I think his plan was probably to take like some kind of something out of the spaceport, right? And you said the spaceport's occupied, Eric?
Yeah, it would certainly be.
Yeah, he says, I'm supposed to have a ride out of the spaceport, 7 p.m. tonight.
No, it's not going to work for you, bud. All right, look. Everybody, you're going to follow this guy. I push Gilbert out the door, and I'm like, you're going to go with this guy. You're going to form single file line, follow him into the alleyway. Everybody just keep picking your... I'm just like gesturing to people, keep picking your stuff up. I hand Emmanuel the SMG, and I'm just like, listen, it's missing a few bullets. Do not go into the street. I'm sure I don't need to tell you anything, Emmanuel. You look like you know what you're doing. And I just get my LMG and I just check, open the bolt, charge handle, get it ready to go. As I'm just like watching somebody, I watch somebody try to like steal someone's keys. I'm just like, that doesn't belong to you. Put it back. Put it back.
I think like while this is happening, Gil's like doing as he's told. He's like going out and he's like doing what he thinks is like a very like tactical like poke out and like look around, but he just like looks absolutely
exactly what
comical.
I would do. Yeah, in real life, me personally. You've got like you've got your pistol. You're just like technically leading around corners with it, like some fucking Splinter Cell shit.
Oh my god! I feel like Aiden's is kind of like, oh man, that kid's gonna die.
All right. I hate this, by the way. Swampy hates that he has to take responsibility for all these civilians. because no one else here seems remotely competent.
Right. And I feel like you have stepping up for this is actually swearing a vow to
vow.
get these guys out of here. Not
Jesus,
necessarily you're
I don't wanna
responsible
do
for their
that. No,
you're not
Eric,
you're not
don't
you're
make
not
me
no,
do
no, 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 no. You're not responsible for their personal protection to get them out of the city, but just get them out of the situation, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Like you're not so like don't worry. It's not that bad. All right. So
You are now morally bound to all these citizens for the rest.
yeah, no, not for the rest of your life or anything like that at all. No, right? No, instead, you're gonna be I mean, you're basically swearing to get these guys to quote unquote safety, where so far as that's like away from this coffee shop, out of here, in one piece, right?
Cool.
Before them making them on their own through the city.
Okay.
All right. So roll plus heart for me.
Oh my god, what is this for? What doomed roll am I making?
This is when you this is a quest move. This is when you're making an iron vow.
I have a +5 momentum. That will do nothing for me, huh?
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. What horrible thing happens to me as I set myself to this task and fail utterly?
Yeah, so there's going to be a significant obstacle. I mean, I feel like that's the obvious thing to hear would be like you get ready to go through the back door or whatever, right? And that's when you see like I mean, I would love it, man, if there's just like a thunderbolt like walking down the street, right? And that's when and you see like an RPG from like another building like crash into its arm, and it just launches an LRM thing into the side of this building, and it's just this is where you're supposed to go. And like there's a fight happening all around you right now.
Okay. It's probably very bad for everyone to be outside while a mech is walking and firing.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, everyone get back in the cafe. Get back in right now.
Yeah.
Back in right now.
So
Pistol guy, get everybody in here.
Yeah. So it's not like the fog or the mist or whatever. You're not going to be stuck in here. But the point here is that in order for you to complete this and get people away is that you need to help them navigate a little bit through the city here before you can get free, which is basically like the idea that there's an urban mech battle happening right now all around you.
So one thing that about Gilbert Glover that he has learned in his interstellar trading is to always come prepared. So he has a map in his briefcase, and he would like to try to navigate us a route towards where Swampy's vehicle is. He's like, okay, what street did you say it was on? Okay, if we do
Capital and 23rd.
All right, so if we go up to 22nd, no, that won't work. It's just all right. Yeah,
well, 22nd's across street from 23rd, so that has absolutely no bearing here. It's odds and even, Mr. Gilbert. Odds and evens.
Oh, it's one of those. Okay, I see. It's a grid system. It's not wheel and spoke. All right, so I think I would like to make some kind of like navigatory type role.
Yeah,
and I was going to toss out there. What if? Is there any alleys that I could take my bike and take Swampy here through to get to the vehicle that I could bring it to pick up the people? It's much easier for two people to get out of here fast than for a whole group.
There's a set of course route. Will that work?
Yeah. So yeah, but there's two things here that I actually wanted to do. So the first one was AP.
Yeah.
You actually get to set a vow in your sheet and the rank of this will be troublesome because it's just a simple.
Okay, so vows add troublesome. Okay.
So the vow. So there's rank. That's the rank of the vow. So in other words, it's like kind of the easiest version of a vow you can make. Right. There's 4 ranks in the game, and basically this is like the size of the clock that you're trying to beat. Okay. There's troublesome, dangerous, formidable, extreme, and epic. So I guess there's 5. Sorry, I can't count.
My vow is get the civilians to safety.
Yeah, away from the cafe safely. Not the rest of their lives, just this cafe part, because that's all we're gonna have time to do tonight.
Yeah. Okay. I got that. What else? You said there was a second thing for.
So, yeah. So the second part here was, we want to do the expedition, and this is the part where Gil wants to plot a course, right? This will also be not a vow, but a progress clock. This will also be troublesome. Basically, what this means is so here's how it works: is that every track in the game is 10 pips or whatever. Like, but the difficulty is represented by the amount of pips you get per success. So when you're doing a troublesome one, each success is worth 3 on the boxes.
Can I
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Because like it's basically it's progress clock again. I wanted to offer my bike just to have it be used in this adventure. Because what it does is when you undertake an expedition plus edge, take +1 momentum on a strong hit with a match. You also surge ahead or find a new path, mark progress.
Yeah.
So go ahead and do that with Gilbert. So that way you get a chance to roll that.
Yeah. And the beautiful thing here is that obviously getting them on this journey is also fulfilling your progress on your vow, right? It's doing the same double lifting here.
Okay. So
Right.
I will roll.
So you need to undertake, I think you want to do undertake an expedition, or maybe this is actually gather information because you are looking over the map, right?
Set a course.
Set a course is sort of like if you weren't using the expedition and just wanted to resolve something quickly.
Gotcha. Okay. So
instead,
make a discovery, you said?
No, I think you're gathering information in order to then aid you on the undertake the expedition. Does that make sense?
Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so we are doing +2.
Right, because this is your map thing, right? You're like frantically looking over the map, going, "Oh, I think we should go this way." So you're looking at gathering information. Strong hit. Okay, so you discover a good So like you look over the maps, you see the route to the cross streets you're talking about, as well as like either Swampy or Aiden could have been like helping you with like the way like the mechs are going away. You're like, okay, I think that we have this time. Like we could probably go now, right? That kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So I can't believe it. You somehow made 23rd work out.
So take +2 momentum as we start the undertaking an expedition.
And that's for Gilbert, or that's for everyone?
No, I think it's for Gilbert because he's the one who gets the momentum. Shared. I don't think momentum isn't shared in the way that we think it is, and so it's always a good question to ask who gets what when that happens.
Yeah.
Right. And remember, because it's kind of weird where like only one person kind of rolls for the group, but you remember you can also aid an ally move, so you can like help that roll and set up. But of course, when you're rolling extra rolls, there's more opportunities for failure.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and having like obstacles coming your way and that sort of thing, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
There's one thing I want to say here for the audience at home. There's something that you don't know about the system, and that is that Eric Fulgaris, lifelong American, has begun using the dating system of Europe. That's all I have.
Oh, because of the
12/2/21.
No, my work requires it, so like it's in my head now.
Also should be 23, brother, but
oh my god, I don't know what year it is.
We lost 2 years in there.
Honestly, man, I don't. Wow, you got me. You got me good there
because we got some complicated mechanics going on.
No, I mean I don't know.
Comedy
it's
for
still
the folks at home.
It's still 2021 over here in Europe, man.
No, it's not.
I don't know what you're doing over there.
Oh man, that feels too real, honestly.
All right, so okay, so we're undertaking an expedition, right? So who among the three of you is the one who's kind of like leading everybody through the streets here?
Well, so my question is, do we want to map? Right, but what I was gonna say is like, do we want to use the hoverbike idea to get the vehicle here versus taking everyone out from the cafe?
I feel like the moment that you get a vehicle, get your hover bike, you make us a bigger target. You know what I mean? If they see a group of people walking around, maybe if they don't see our weapons, they just assume we're regular people. They see you get on a vehicle, they're going to instantly detain you. Like, that's their job, right? Is to keep people from...
I mean, I think that's all dependent that's all dependent on the role, though, right?
What I'm saying, Eddie, is... I want to harken back to a Discovery Channel show many years ago called The Colony, where where a bunch of people were put in a warehouse in an abandoned part of LA along the LA River, and we're in a simulated apocalypse situation.
Oh yes, I know.
You should
the
watch
show.
it. It's actually pretty interesting.
Right.
I know
it's a
the
little
show, I
hammed up,
think.
but here's the important part. One of the guys the whole time was like, "I'm a lone wolf, man. I just want to howl by myself," you know. And the final scene, the writers decided to give him an homage to his semi-improvised character by giving him a solar-powered motorcycle so that he could go a different direction than the rest of the group.
Oh my god.
So he rode alone. I feel like this is our final scene. Will be you finally getting on the hover bike and riding away from the rest of us.
Okay, fine.
But that's just me. Again, I'm diverting us with crazy anecdotal stories. I don't think the hover bike helps us get to the hover truck much faster.
Yeah. So we're trying
I want
to
to force Sam to keep rolling because it's funny. Hey, Eric made me roll with my level 1 stat. Okay.
I made you roll because you're the one acting, trying to command people.
I agree.
Right?
But again,
Yeah.
I'm trying to make some hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
remember.
Gil is gonna follow the path he created. You know, he's gonna try to lead.
So
Swampy trying to take command is the opposite of his normal outlook on life. He's an outcast, so that was uncomfortable for him.
yeah,
Well,
you're not.
how about this? I mean, one thing I could do is can I help us sneak, right? Using my shade ability.
Right. So the question here that I wanted to ask you was, when you're approaching trying to move this group of maybe like a dozen or so of survivors here, are you trying to keep under the radar, or are you trying to like stay vigilant as you're going through the city streets? Again, like this is I don't know how many like mech battles you've been in or whatever, right? But like you can see like a couple cars are just completely smashed, the roads and stuff. You can see like the footprint of a thunderbolt, you know.
We're doing
down.
Cloverfield.
Yeah, it's a little Cloverfieldy. Yeah, like no, very much is like. Yeah, no, I kind of want that sense of like being on the ground in like an actual mech battle is like probably the scariest thing in the world. Yeah.
There's debris falling everywhere. As,
right.
AC-20s, like bullets are passing through buildings.
So yeah. Thankfully, it's not like there's probably like it's probably like a 2-on-2 duel going on right now. Like I don't know what the other mechs are right now, but like that's happening as you guys are like in a corner of like of this map, and your goal is to go 1 hex a turn on your initiative. This was the Battletech map or whatever, to be like, I need to leave. You know.
Yep.
While this is going on in the urban fights. So so what you're going to be doing here is probably keep under the radar then, right? If you're the one doing it, Eddie, or is it going to be?
I mean,
Gil
I can help Gil with my shade ability.
So you're trying to secure an advantage?
Yeah, I'm a secure advantage.
Gil will give it a try after you secure the advantage.
All right. So scoot around with stealth. So you're gonna be rolling with shadow, my dude. What this looks like is then you looking around, telling people to move up, right?
And it presets your action die.
But then
5.
it's going to be Gil who's going to be the one who's going to be telling, like, basically you're going to be telling Gil when it's okay for Gil to tell the rest of the group to be like, okay, come with me, you know? Like, I feel like that's kind of the thing that you're doing right now.
And then I'll eventually be rolling gain ground, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you're going to be the one who's actually.
Yeah, I see what it does. So the die. Yeah. So okay.
It makes your action die 5.
Yeah, out of a D6. So it's like it's the best you can get, right? Okay. And I don't know how to set that.
No, it's like 1 more than average, but or it's like if you have a +2.
No, like in darkness, I get a 6, right? So
it's not dark. Sorry.
Well, that's fine. Didn't let me do it. What the hell? Okay, secure advantage with deception, stealth, or trickery, shadow. Cool. Submit.
So
submit. There we go. Cool. So technically, that's not a 4; it's a 5. So that'd be a 7 on the action score. But yeah.
So that means it's
a strong hit.
No, if you roll a 4 and a 5, you have to beat the challenge die. So what happens is that's actually a weak hit.
No, that's not right. Because
your actions.
The action score die.
Yeah.
Is a D6, right? And it rolled a 4.
Yes.
Plus 2, right?
Yes.
So
I thought your ability sets it to 5.
It sets it the action die.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the action die is a 4. That's now
With a-
bumped up 1
to a
so
5,
it's actually a
and then the
total
plus
action.
2.
Oh,
It's that
so you
action
actually rolled a
die, not action
7.
score.
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
god. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. Eddie, thanks for explaining that, man. I honestly, I
Yeah.
thought that it was the die plus the modifier. Like it's you just said a raw number and you don't add a
Right.
modifier on top of it. So, I'm so sorry. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. Coast is clear. Thunderbolt's moved on. You probably like shooting some. I mean, it's an urban fight, so it's got to shoot an urban mech, you know.
Yeah. So I think it's like Aiden's like there's like a moment where Gilbert almost walks out and like a piece of debris just like falls right in front of his face,
Yeah.
and like and Aiden stops him. It's like, all right, now you can go, and like lets him. And that kind of keeps people tucked in the shadows. Like someone strays off, like Aiden kind of helps like bring him back.
Cool. All right. So when you secure an advantage, are you trying to give them? You give them both. You give Gil +2 momentum and a +1 on the next move.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. So now you are undertaking the expedition. This is you telling the rest of the group to come on. Right.
Yes.
Now, are you telling them to move at speed, like hurry? So like that would be edge. If you're trying to tell them to be like, watch it, be careful, like,
wait, this is
crouch.
Undertaken Expedition, or
Yeah, this is undertaking expedition.
Okay, I'm like trying to go quick because Gil's panicked.
Yeah, move at speed. So that's edge.
Pretending not to.
All right. Then you're rolling at edge.
I think I have a 2 edge. Yes.
And remember, you're getting a +1 on this.
1 edge.
Oh,
and I
dear.
get a +1.
Perfect. We're all doing things we're not good at. Exactly what you want.
Your stats. Yeah.
And here's what I would like to do, and I think this will work. But Eric, you tell me. I have +8 momentum, so I would like to burn my momentum down to 0 to make this a strong hit, because that would make the action score. No, okay.
An 8. No, I mean, I love where your head's at. It's just that you have to beat the challenge.
Oh, you have to so the 8. Well, okay, got it. So
that's all. Yeah, that's why I said no. Not because I don't like you, not because of the role, not because it's not a good idea.
No, yeah, I get you.
You're still gonna hit.
Good
but
try.
There's
All right. Yeah. So you're going to make a. You're all right. You're gonna make a suffer move at
Suffer.
I think what you're going to do is, oh man, don't do companion takes a hit.
Oh, Manuel has to like jump out ahead in front of me.
Ooh.
Yeah. No, I think
like that.
I think your companion takes a hit, right? As like just like from a corner, like some random militia soldiers. You're not at this point. You're not even sure whose side's on who. It just starts shooting wantonly, and you guys have to take cover.
All right, so they'll lose. I don't know how much health the companion.
They suffer -1. Yeah. I think they have 2. I think they have 2 health.
Well,
okay.
you have to
We'll
roll
go with
first,
2.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, first we go. Okay, so moves. Okay, so.
Oh, I see.
You roll plus your companion's health.
Okay, so you said it's 2. So companion health 2. Submit. Oh no!
Miss with a match, so that's actually the worst possible thing. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, for
So
purpose of the shot,
dies.
I think Emmanuel's going to die.
Yeah, so
I mean, for purposes of the.
Joe's like coming around a corner, like thinking he's doing so good, and like soldier like comes up with the shot, and you just like no,
Mr. President.
I like the idea that like Aiden's like was about to tell him to stop, and Gilbert just kind of blows through because he's like feeling very confident.
My God.
Yeah. And he's like, I think you have to like drag him away. He's like, Emmanuel, no.
Right.
We gotta keep moving.
Let me throw this at you, Eric, because this is a dramatic moment we can cliffhang on.
Sure.
We're very close to end of time, and I want to make sure that we get a moment to talk about how we feel about this system.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, we can call it there.
As we all gather over Emmanuel and mourn his loss. Just
in
to
the middle of a
reference
street
another
that's
piece
under
of popular fiction. What is the Falling Skies? Is the one where Noah Wiley at the end of the first episode? It's literally a group of like 24 adults stands around and watch one kid use a skateboard. for like a full 5 minutes. The show uncomfortably just watches one kid very badly use a skateboard, and I'm thinking, how many takes did they have of like 24 adults standing around watching a kid use a skateboard very badly for 5 full minutes?
Oh man.
I don't want to. You know what? I'm gonna reserve my feedback until the audience makes their own decisions. You know what I mean? I don't want people to be tainted by my feedback. But Eddie, Sam, what do you guys think?
I had fun. I think this should work well for what we're trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, I think like there's some growing or there's some learning pains that we're feeling because we don't know the system super well, but for the most part it kind of guides you through, and I like the organization of it. It's one of the reasons why I liked Ironsworn originally, was just like I felt that there's some clarity around like the actions you're taking. And then yeah, I think it's like overall relatively simple. There's obviously complexity, but like yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's simplicity, and I like the paths. I think that makes it very easy. Well, it actually aligns a little bit with Battletech in some ways.
Let me throw this at you guys. I would like to propose. I am out next week. I'd like to propose in 2 weeks that I attempt to run a Stars Without Numbers back, and we'll compare and contrast.
I think that's a good point.
And I want to give the audience time to like chew on this and come back to me with
Sure.
You know.
Yeah. So my one thing I would add to this game, right, from my perspective, is that you don't see it from a one shot though, is literally like, and for me the major selling point is the actual progress tracks and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and the vows, because us having our 3 main things, like, you know, usurp this part of the business, have that there combined with like a relationship bond of like get closer to so and so, and like have that, you know what I mean, like, and so that stuff is all like enumerated, which is really helpful. That's the juice for me that we don't get to see, but in general,
have like there's like a whole connection set up. There's like ships that you can build upon that we can modify in some way. There's this whole legacy system.
Yeah, we didn't touch that.
We didn't touch. That's like discoveries, bonds, quests that you're on. So it's like it'll help us as players and AP as a GM, I think, organize those things a bit more clearly, where it's like they're refined and they have progress tracks, and we know like, oh, this action is impacting that thing, right? And so AP has that reference as well. That's also clear to the players. So that is a very good point, Eric. I think like the connections and like legacy setup and like the progress tracks definitely like aids in like kind of management of all those different moving parts. But cool. I'm also excited about Stars Without Numbers. I haven't played that in a long time.
It'll be first edition, removing any references to psionics. So
nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
We'll be back in 2 weeks, friends at home, and, get in the comments. I guess I want to see that comment section lighting up so that I get that YouTube algorithm. I mean, so that we know the feedback on this game. Oh my, is that the recording stop button right there? Oh.